The recorded history of Westeros extends back over 12,000 years, according to tradition, though the accuracy of the legends and myths that recount much of this history is openly questioned by the Maesters of the Citadel, amongst others. Here is a brief overview of the major events in Westerosi history. The Dawn Age. The Dawn Age is the earliest known period of Westerosi history, and it is shrouded in myth and legend. It is said that during this time, Westeros was inhabited by a race of giants and a mysterious people known as the Children of the Forest. The Age of Heroes. The Age of Heroes is a period of Westerosi history that is said to have lasted for thousands of years. It is during this time that many of the legendary figures of Westerosi history lived, such as Bran the Builder, Lon the Clever, and Garth Greenhand. The Undol Invasion. The Undols were a race of humans who invaded Westeros from Essos around 6,000 years ago. They brought with them their own religion, the Faith of the Seven, and their own culture, which eventually supplanted the cultures of the First Men and the Children of the Forest in most of Westeros. The Targaryen Conquest. The Targaryens were a noble family from Valyria, a civilization on the continent of Essos that was destroyed in a cataclysmic event known as the Doom. Aegon Targaryen and his sisters, Visenya and Rhaenys, invaded Westeros with their dragons and conquered the continent, uniting it under one rule for the first time. Robert's Rebellion. Robert's Rebellion was a civil war that took place about 17 years before the events of A Song of Ice and Fire. The war was fought between the ruling House Targaryen and a coalition of rebel houses led by Robert Baratheon. The rebellion ended with the overthrow of the Targaryen dynasty and the ascension of Robert Baratheon to the Iron Throne. The War of the Five Kings. The War of the Five Kings was a civil war that took place after the death of King Robert Baratheon. The war was fought between 5 different claimants to the Iron Throne: Joffrey Baratheon, Stannis Baratheon, Renly Baratheon, Robb Stark, and Balon Greyjoy. The war was a brutal and bloody conflict that lasted for several years and resulted in the deaths of thousands of people. The Targaryen Restoration. Daenerys Targaryen, the last surviving member of House Targaryen, invaded Westeros with her army and her dragons, seeking to reclaim the Iron Throne that her family had lost. She was initially successful, but she was eventually defeated and killed by Jon Snow, her nephew and lover. This is just a brief overview of the history of Westeros. There are many other important events and figures that have shaped the continent's history, and there are still many mysteries and unanswered questions about Westeros's past.